My name is Linda. I am a money coach, and I will be doing today's PIF Talk. The PIF Talk is run by the Life Coach University. It's a wonderful thing that's going on right now. All I ask is, if you enjoy this, if you like it, do share it, and also try to pay it forward in kind to someone else. There is loads of videos on our website, lifecoachuniversity.com, where you can pick any various topics at all. Lot of experienced life coaches on there. You'll be able to pick up so much information. So if you enjoy it, check our website as well, and you get more information from there. As I said, my name is Linda. I'm a money coach, and I will be talking today about shame around debt, or shame with debt. This is something that I feel is very common. However, I feel like it's quite unspoken about within the personal finance space. And I just thought it's something I would want to shed a bit more light on it, and hopefully help someone who's going through it be able to deal with it, or at least attempt to do a slight mindset shift around that area. So as I mentioned, it's very, very common, however unspoken. I did look at the definition of shame, and it said it's a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Which then I was like, okay, that explains it. If you think you've done something foolish, then obviously you would feel shame about it. So when it comes to money, when it comes to debt specifically, whenever you're feeling shame about debt, it means that you think you've done something wrong, or you think you've acted foolishly, and that's why you are feeling the way that you're feeling. So your thoughts around those kind of debt, your thoughts around it, because you think you shouldn't have it, or it's a foolish thing that you spend that money on, or it's a wrong thing for you to have done, then obviously you are going to then start to feel the shame around it. And I just want to go through why you might be feeling this. So there are a few reasons why you might be feeling this. One of the main reasons is your own money mindset, or your own beliefs around money and around debt as well. So if you come from a place of you shouldn't have debt is bad, having debt means you're not good with money. If inherently you have those kind of beliefs, naturally you would feel shame about having debt. I have recorded a previous video about identifying your money mindset, your money beliefs, and how you can shift your money beliefs. So you can check that out. But clearly, if you have got those underlying money beliefs, then it would affect how you feel about the amount of debt that you have. And it's got no bearing on the amount. The amount is really irrelevant. Normally, you can have shame about £1,000, and you can have shame about hundreds of thousands. So it's really not about the amount. It's just how you're feeling. Another reason why you could be feeling shame around your debt would also be other people's opinions, or other people's beliefs that you've sort of borrowed without even realizing that you're sort of carrying them around. So if it could be a partner, or it could be maybe family, friends. If you're around a certain kind of conversation, that it's so, if you have debt, it means you're bad, you're not doing money right. If you have, or it means you're not good with money, or the negative beliefs around debt, then naturally you start carrying that around without even realizing that you're doing it. So your own money beliefs, other people's money beliefs, and also want to touch on the message out there. So the internet is full of, lots of great ideas. And every now and again, you might bump into sort of an influencer, or maybe a page that it's very anti-debt, if I could even call it that. And there is underlying shame about if you have debt, it means you're not doing it right. And, you know, maybe if you are a certain age, you should be here or you should be there. Or if you're a certain age, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. Then naturally, we sort of consume this without even realizing. So social media is one of the places, books that are teaching you about, okay, you do this and you invest, I don't know, $1 and then you get $100 in like 5 minutes, you know, things like that. And then you feel like if you are not doing all of those things, or if you still have debt, then that means you can't do it. Like it's like you're not doing money right. But we just need to know that I just want to tell you that there's no right or wrong way. You do it your way. To do that. So those are some of the reasons why you might be feeling shame without even realizing it. As I said, I've got the previous videos, you can check it out about shifting your own money and beliefs on there. Some of the signs, I mean, shame comes up in so many different ways. So some of the signs that might be coming up in is sort of avoidance. So if you're constantly avoiding, maybe talking about it, opening statements, trying to even write down the amount of debt. Some people might say, oh, I think it's around 2,000, but really it's not. Once you actually write that down, you realize it's way more than that. Or maybe it might even be way less than that. You might be exaggerating in your mind about how much debt you have. So as I said, one of the ways that shame, there could be a subtle shame there. It's if you are avoiding talking about it. So you're not opening your statement, you are just ignoring it completely. If you just avoid facing talking about it, because it brings up, it's quite uncomfortable for you. So it brings up that kind of uncomfortable feeling and it makes you feel a bit less than. Then it could be that there is an underlying shame there. And I just want to, if that's you out there, and if you're sort of feeling that, I would just want to, I've got a bit of an exercise that I can go through with you, which would be able to help you try to shift yourself a little bit and at least start to even have a plan. So I think before you even have a strategy or a plan to deal with your debt, it's good to work on coach yourself, have a bit of money coaching, and then psych yourself properly to be able to deal with that. So I want to get pen and paper or your phone, wherever you can type or write something down. I just want you to write down the amounts of debt that you have. So this is on credit cards, loans, student loans, hire purchases, all of it, money owed to family, everything, all of it. And regardless of the interest, we're not even doing interest right now. So whether it's 0% or whether it's, I don't know, however much percentage, regardless of the interest, just write everything down. As I said, for this exercise, it doesn't have to be to the penny. You can just have a ballpark figure. Later, you can sort of have a look at it when it comes to you having a strategy in paying it down. At that stage, you will need to be exact, but right now it doesn't need to be exact. And I want you to briefly think about that figure and see what comes up for you. So when you look at that figure, do you think, oh, it's not that bad? Maybe you feel, oh my God, that's huge. How am I going to do this? I just want you to check what feeling is coming up for you. Maybe you're thinking, oh my God, I earn so much money. I shouldn't have this much debt. Maybe you think, oh, it's never going to go down. I'm so stupid. I'm so bad with money. Maybe you think, oh, that money has gone, the amount has gone up. It hasn't gone down. Or maybe it has. All of that. So I just want you to have that kind of awareness of the things that are coming up for you when you start to think about that figure in front of you. And like I said, the figure is irrelevant. It can be any amount at all. It's just what's coming up for you, the individual that's dealing with it. And if you identify any of the things that I've talked about, so all the shame signs and reasons that I've talked about previously, why do you think that is? Is it, why do you think that is? Why do you think you are ashamed of that amount? Maybe you recognize all the things I've talked about, maybe your own money beliefs, other people's beliefs, maybe the message that you are exposed to, maybe a book that you've read that everyone is raving about, that it's good, and that book probably damns debt so much it doesn't really speak positively about the impact of the debt, the negative impact that it may be having on you. Do you recognize any of these things at all? So just write them down and have that kind of awareness around it. So now that you've got this figure and you've sort of got how you feel about it, you have an idea of how you feel about it. I want you to also write everything that the debt's got you. And it may not come to you straight away, but as you go through the day, you can sort of think about it. Even after this session is ended, you can still think about it. It is things like, maybe it bought me education. Maybe it bought me some time. There was a time where I just couldn't, I wasn't earning enough and I just needed time. Maybe I wasn't working for a period. I needed time off and I got into debt that way. Maybe paid for education, maybe to learn a new skill, maybe for self-development, maybe even paid for coaching. Maybe you help someone, family members with it. Maybe you help pay for someone's bill. Maybe you helped pay for someone's tuition. Maybe you were able to support family in so many ways. Maybe it was just, it allowed you, so if it's education, for instance, maybe it allowed you to study whilst not having to worry about going to work and focus on your studies within that period of time. Maybe it's a simple case of, it doesn't have to be like something quite meaningful. Maybe it's just a simple case of it just supported a lifestyle at a particular time in your life, or even currently, maybe the debt is supporting your lifestyle. And again, I don't want you to place any judgment on the lifestyle, whether that lifestyle is good or bad. Maybe there was a period in your life where you would have to maybe spend X amount on certain things. Again, we're not placing any judgment on that. Or maybe there was a period in your life where you couldn't work for whatever reason, and it did. So just put it down as it just supported my lifestyle. It's just no judgment at all. Now, once you've done all of that, I want you to have some kind of appreciation for that. Having that list gives you having that list shows you what you've done with it. And hopefully you will be able to appreciate having that kind of facility, for example, to be able to do that. And when I say this, I'm not giving you a pass, or I'm not saying that, I'm not giving you an excuse to be in debt and just overspend or be very careless with money. I'm not giving you a pass at all. But I want you to start thinking about it differently, because that is the mindset shift that you need before you even start to even draw up a plan as to how you're going to pay it. You need to have that kind of appreciation for where you've got the lessons learned. So even the ones that you place judgment on and say, oh, that this was just stupid, I shouldn't have done that, this was a bad investment, or this was this. Maybe you decide, you took a course, for example, and that course, you had no business doing that course, but then yeah, you did it. Just have an appreciation for the experience, for the opportunity to have even been able to try that. If you've been able to help family with it, have an appreciation for the facility and that credit facility to be able to even support someone in need, to be able to give someone in need. Whatever you have on your list, for someone might have just the one item on their list of what the debt could be. Another person might have 20, 10, however many, it's irrelevant. Just have an appreciation for the life or the experiences, the lessons learned in that list. Once you have that, then you come to a place of acceptance where you accept what is and say, I am where I am, what's next? So as I said, I'm not giving you an excuse. I just want you to recognize that, okay, this is what happens up until now. Now, what's next? Now, with that mindset and with that kind of zeal, then you can go on to draw a plan. If you're going to meet with a financial advisor, if you're going to meet with a coach, do whatever, or maybe you sit down and do your own plan, whatever you do, that's fine. But having this kind of mindset shift and appreciation and acceptance helps you to be able to move forward and do the right, have that plan and do it. I also want to share some new thoughts going forward. So before you even go to tackle the debt, however you want to call it, there are some new sort of thoughts that you can practice. So you can look at things like, I am thankful for the opportunity. So the opportunity to be able to, I don't know, to borrow and go to school, the opportunity to be able to buy clothes, for instance, maybe just keep me warm, the opportunity to be able to learn a new skill. Maybe that's what for you. You decided to learn, I don't know, to cook, to swim, or even a driving license. The opportunity to be able to, so with regards to like driving license, for instance, it's a life skill that you have. Maybe you took swimming lessons, maybe you took dance lessons, whatever it is that you did. Appreciate that. You can be a bit more specific about it. So something like, I went into debt to educate myself. Maybe I got coaching. Maybe I got maybe I got a new skill. So you can be very specific. Whatever is on your list, you can do that. Maybe you can say, I went into debt to improve my life, whatever that was for you on your list. You can sort of be positive about that and then try to shift it. One other thing that we get asked a lot, I get asked a lot, is sometimes people say, it's not my fault that I went into that. Maybe there was a relationship. Maybe I took a loan for someone, they didn't pay, or someone convinced me to do that thing and then that didn't happen. And what tends to happen is we still harbor so much resentment for that individual. And when that happens, it really sort of prevents you, that resentment and everything prevents you from doing that. Now, if that is something that you are sort of dealing with, again, on top of doing all of this and having the acceptance and being thankful for the lessons and say, okay, maybe I was due 5,000, it's better than being due 50. You know, it's not nice, but at least I can sort of accept it and accept the lessons learned from there. But another layer, it's a forgiveness exercise that you can do. If you feel that you are in debt because of someone else, it could be a parent, it could be a partner, a friend, a colleague, anyone. What you could do is a very powerful exercise to actually write a letter to that individual, tell them how much they've hurt you. That letter doesn't need to be posted, you can destroy it, but just pouring out your heart on paper, tell them how much they've hurt you or what feelings you're having, and then forgive them. Tell them that you have forgiven them. I do hope that you are genuinely able to forgive them, and you tell them that you have forgiven them. Pouring that exercise alone can be really, really powerful if it's something that you are dealing with, that kind of guilt and resentment for someone because you feel I've done everything right and now I'm in debt because of someone, there is always that layer there. A couple of questions here. So someone says, topic is so interesting. I never really thought about what my debt got me. When I think about what it got me, the shame went down. That's really, yeah. So that's what it is. I think we are so programmed to see the negatives of debt. So it's like, oh, and we forget about what it got us, the experience, the thing that it got us, and having that come to your forefront, like, being aware of that really, really helps you. And that guilt and the shame, yeah, it goes down. The guilt went down. Yes, it will go down. This is so useful to see the way money was. This is so useful to see that the money was actually a gift. Yes. So you can think of it as that. My dad gave me the money and was happy to support me. I didn't feel the shame until my siblings found out about it. Oh, okay. The shame is connected to the old sentence, daddy always helps you because you are the youngest. Okay. So that's, yeah. So that's other people's beliefs and they're passing that guilt onto you. So you just need to be very aware of that. So for something like this, I would say, he's my dad. He's a grown up. He's decided to give me that money and I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities. That layer of because I am the youngest, oh, that's irrelevant. He's my dad. He's grown. He's an adult. He's decided to help me. That's it. So I wouldn't really focus on the judgment that's being placed on by siblings and other people trying to influence the way that you feel about money or about your debt. Thank you. Okay. Just see, looks like we haven't got any more questions. So I just want to leave you today. I'm just going to wrap up. I just want you to leave you with the fact that debt is neutral and it's really up to you how you decide to deal with it going forward. You can decide to let it keep you down or let it worry you and place all those sort of negative feelings on you. Or you could also decide to rethink it, rethink everything that is given you. And when I say things that is given you, it's not always the good things. Maybe you might sit down and think, really? So I spent what on that bag? Or I don't know, really? That was stupid, Linda, or whatever. But just let it glide. I don't even entertain it. Just see it as, you know what? It just gave me that. Maybe I'm not condoning this. Maybe at that time you needed to buy a new wardrobe to feel a certain way. And sometimes you do need to change your appearance to boost your feeling, to boost your confidence or whatever. Just allow yourself. Yes, you did it. Don't place any judgment on that. We are here now. What next? So get that, reframe it, and then you can move on to deciding how you're going to bring that down. My name is Linda. I run a platform called the Seeker Platform. In my practice, I offer some free coaching. So you can definitely email us at theseekerplatform, info@theseekerplatform.com, and we'll be able to assist you. We are on Instagram and on Facebook. You can reach us there, send us a direct message or book a session if that's what you're looking to do. I do offer some free sessions every month. So go there. If it's not booked up, you can always book up. There is a link in our bio on Instagram that you can use to book one of those. Thank you so much for being with us today. Oh, there's one more question. Let's have a look before I go. I have a friend who is in debt. His marriage broke down because of it. What can be the mindset shift that would support this couple? So again, looking at this, doing it together to see what's that, how they end up with that debt and what it got them. You can also each other talk freely about the resentment. So again, going to that kind of forgiveness exercise, there could be a lot of resentment in there. I mean, relationships are very, very complex, and I don't even want to attempt to comment on, you know, relationships and marriage and everything, because it's really, really complex. However, one of the exercises both are willing to do, and one of what they could do is do that forgiveness exercise, be very open. So it could be that, oh, you bought this one, so I'm also going to buy this, or you bought this one, and each person not recognizing the importance of the other one's expenditure or their reasons for spending money or even saving money the way they do. Or you helped your family, why can't I help my family? As I said, it's too complex. So it's about having that kind of open conversation and having that forgiveness exercise and being like, okay, let's just do everything. These are the things, this is what you did that I didn't like, but I see that now. Going forward, we are where we are now. I choose to forgive you, and let's move on. And I think that's the simplest advice that I can give. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, then you know, just keep trying and then take it from there. But that's the simplest advice that I can give with regards to that. Let's have a look. Okay, brilliant. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Do check out Life Coach University's website. There's so many topics, so many sessions on various different topics by various life coaches, very, very experienced and knowledgeable life coaches on there. Until we meet again, thank you for watching. Bye.